The night was quiet, the kind of still that blankets a small town like ours, where everyone knows everyone's business. But at 2 a.m., a sharp crash shattered that peace. My heart jolted as I bolted upright in bed, the sound echoing from the garage. Someone was in there. I grabbed my phone, the security app already flashing. Intruder alert, ATV security system activated. The live feed showed her, Karen Voss, the neighborhood's self-proclaimed queen, prying open my garage door with a crowbar, her designer coat glinting under the moonlight. She wasn't just trespassing. She was out to ruin what wasn't hers. My ATV, my pride and joy, was her target, and I'd had enough of her entitled reign. Karen had been a thorn in our community for years. She strutted through our cul-de-sac like she owned it, her manicured nails pointing as she barked orders at kids to stay off her lawn or sneered at my modest truck parked too close to her mansion's curb. She'd filed complaints against half the neighborhood, petty things like untrimmed hedges or noisy barbecues. But this, breaking into my garage, this was personal. As I watched the feed, my anger boiled, but I held back. Let her dig her own grave. The ATV's tech was my secret weapon installed after a string of thefts in the county. It scanned faces and sent alerts to law enforcement if an unauthorized user tampered with it. Karen's face was now on record, her crime live-streamed to the sheriff's dispatch. But this wasn't just about catching her. It was about exposing the truth behind her polished facade. She'd bullied everyone for too long, hiding behind her wealth and status. Tonight, that mask would crack. I slipped on my boots and crept outside, keeping to the shadows. The garage door hung crooked, its lock mangled. Karen was still inside, oblivious, muttering about teaching me a lesson. That's when I heard another voicey, a shaky, unfamiliar one. Karen, stop. This is crazy. I froze. Peering through the gap, I saw a teenage boy, maybe 16, standing by the garage's side door. His hoodie was too big, his eyes wide with panic. Mom, you said we were just going to talk to him. Mom? Karen's son, Ethan, was her accomplice? The twist hit me like a punch. Ethan, the quiet kid who mowed lawns for pocket money, was caught in her scheme. His voice trembled as he pleaded, "This is wrong. Let's go before someone sees us." Karen wheeled on him, her voice venomous. "Don't you dare back out now, Ethan. That man's a nobody, flaunting that stupid toy in our neighborhood. He needs to learn his place." Ethan shrank back, his face pale. I could see the shame in his eyes, the weight of being dragged into her vendetta. My anger softened, for him was just a kid, trapped by a mother who thrived on control. But Karen? She was reveling in the destruction, spraying paint across the ATV's dashboard, oblivious to the blinking camera capturing every move. The sheriff's sirens were faint in the distance, growing louder. Tom was running out for her. I stepped into the garage, flipping on the light. Karen froze, the spray came clattering to the floor. "What the hell are you doing, Karen?" I demanded, my voice steady despite the rage. Her eyes widened, but she quickly masked it with a sneer. "This thing's a nuisance, and you're too stubborn to listen," she spat, stepping toward me like she could intimidate me on my own property. Ethan tugged at her arm, whispering, "Mom, please, let's go." But Karen shoved him off, her heels clicking as she pointed at me. "You think you're better than me? I'll have your little toy towed by morning." That's when the sheriff's cruiser pulled into the driveway, red and blue lights flooding the garage. Deputy Ramirez, a no-nonsense woman who'd dealt with Karen's complaints before, stepped out, her radio crackling. "Karen Voss, step away from the vehicle," she ordered, her hand resting on her holster. Karen's smugness faltered, her lips parting in shock. "This is a misunderstanding," she stammered, gesturing wildly. "I was inspecting this junk for the HOA, but Ramirez wasn't buying it." She nodded toward the ATV, its camera still blinking. "That junk sent us your face, Karen. Breaking and entering, vandalism, and property damage. You're under arrest." Ethan's face crumpled, tears welling as he backed against the wall. "I told you, Mom," he choked out, his voice breaking. The neighbors were starting to gather, drawn by the sirens, their whispers forming a chorus of disbelief. Karen's facade shattered as Ramirez cuffed her, her designer coat now wrinkled, her haughty glare replaced by panic. She thought her status made her untouchable, but the ATV's tech had leveled the playing field. As they led her to the cruiser, she screamed about lawsuits and knowing people, but no one was listening. Ethan followed, head down, apologizing to me under his breath. "I didn't want this," he mumbled. "She made me come." I nodded, my anger toward him fading. He was just another victim of her tyranny. The fallout was swift. By morning, the neighborhood's group chat was ablaze with the story Karen's arrest, the video evidence, Ethan's reluctant involvement. The HOA stripped her of her board position, and whispers of her past complaints now carried a new weight. She wasn't a protector of standards, but a bully who'd crossed the line. Ethan came by the next day, offering to help repair the ATV. I let him, seeing the guilt in his eyes. He wasn't like her. He told me how Karen had pressured him, saying it was for the family's reputation. It broke my heart a little. He was just a kid, trying to please a mother who'd never be satisfied. Karen's trial was the talk of the town. The ATV's footage was damning, showing her gleeful destruction and her dismissal of Ethan's pleas. She pleaded guilty to avoid a harsher sentence, but the damage was done. Her reputation, her power, her carefully curated image all crumbled. She moved away a month later, her mansion sold a loss. Ethan stayed with his dad, starting fresh, free from her shadow. My ATV was restored, thanks to Ethan's help and a good insurance claim. But more than that, the neighborhood felt lighter, like a weight had lifted. Karen's reign was over, and we'd all learned something. No one's above accountability, no matter how loud they shout. This wasn't just about a vandalized ATV, it was about standing up to someone who thought they could trample over others without consequence. Karen's downfall was a reminder that justice doesn't care about your bank account or your attitude. It's there for everyone, waiting to balance the scales. So what do you think? Was Karen's punishment fair, or did she deserve more? Share your thoughts. Let's talk about what's right and wrong in a world where entitlement runs wild.